There are always going to be brands out there that whenever they release a product, there will be eager fanboys pulling out their wallets to pick up the new product. They don't care about the design, the quality, or the usefulness of it. What they care about is the tag associated with it. So in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about 5 brands with fanboy followings. And these aren't going to be in any particular order, but I also am going to be talking about whether or not their products stand up to the hype or not. What's up, Airsofters? My name is Lane, and welcome to the Baby Warrior. We're here to help you have a better time both on and off the airsofting field, and if you enjoy videos like this, I'd love to have you join our community by hitting that subscribe button down below, and while you're at it, make sure to hit that bell icon next to it to stay updated when we post new videos every Tuesday and Friday here on the channel. And as a quick little announcement, if you'd like to submit your questions for our Q&A, you can do so by leaving a comment down below, and my favorites will be featured in the video. So why don't we start this video off with Salient Arms International. Now, Salient Arms is known as more of a luxury brand in the real steel market, which is where I think a lot of the fanboyism in airsoft comes from, because they think that it's more of a luxury item. And if that's true, well, we'll discuss that in a second. Now, the licensed Salient Arms products are a collaboration between Evike and Salient Arms International, and it's done under the Evike Manufacturing Group's name. Now, do they stand up to the hype? I think the rifles do, but the pistols do not. And the reason I say that is that the rifles are made by G&P, and G&P makes a pretty good airsoft gun, and they're not overly marked up. For the most popular model, the Salient Arms Gray, that's only about $415 or so, and that is not bad at all. For $415, that's a pretty good AEG that you're getting, and that kind of rail system where it has something neat at the end near the muzzle, well, those have been getting more popular and more popular as time goes by. That's why you have things like the wire cutter rail from Angry Gun, or you have the KRYTAC LVOA, and this is a solution that is cheaper than the KRYTAC. However, their handguns are made by WeTech. And I'm not saying that WeTech is a bad company per se. I think that they can make some pretty alright guns. I mean, they do get a pretty bad rep, but for $180 for the 1911, you'd be better off buying a TM High Kappa, which will run forever, has way more aftermarket support, and is overall just a better airsoft gun for $20 more. So I think that the rifles really live up to the hype. However, their pistols fall very short. And I know that they're trying to hype up their customized Glocks. However, the Elite Force Glocks will be coming out in the next 6 to 8 months. So I think that that really falls short as well, because those are probably also going to be made by WeTech. So those are my opinions on Salient Arms. You guys may disagree, but those are my personal feelings on the subject. The next company on our countdown is going to be Haley Strategic Products. Now, if you are unfamiliar with Haley Strategic somehow, they are the company that produces the D3 line of chest rigs, and a lot of people really like these because they are a small, versatile chest rig. They come in a couple of different varieties. I think that there are 3 varieties as of now, and they're really small and really lightweight. However, I don't really like the Haley Strategic chest rig, so I'm going to give them a big no in the way of hype. So the reason that I don't like the Haley Strategic chest rigs is that they are sewn in, and I know some of you who are fans of the channel are going to say, well, BB Warrior, you like your Mayflower chest rig, that's sewn in. That's true. However, Mayflower offers a variety of solutions, and they also offer a MOLLE platform. And the reason why I don't like it in the way of Haley Strategic is that the company that actually makes everything for Haley Strategic, because for those of you who don't know, Haley Strategic gear is made by a company called Extreme Gear Labs, and they make everything that Haley Strategic makes, but customizable. So if you want a left-handed D3, or you want just a different configuration, or you want it to be MOLLE, so you want everything to be removable and you can adjust things. Like, I know a lot of people like the Haley for the Stuff It pouch. Well, Extreme Gear Labs sells a MOLLE version of the Stuff It pouch. You can do that with Extreme Gear Labs, and I think that's something that a lot of people don't know, is that Haley doesn't make their gear in-house, similar to how the Ronin belts weren't made in-house. I'm not sure if they are. I think they are made in-house now, but for the longest time they were made by AWS. So I feel like that's something that a lot of players didn't know, and with the brand recognition of Haley Strategic and what Travis Haley has done for teaching and things like that in the community, people just kind of went with them and really liked them. And if you like them, that's completely cool, but I prefer something like the Spirit of Systems chest rig, which is infinitely more customizable, it's smaller, and there's just more that you can do with it, and you can hold radios. That is the thing that has always bugged me about the Haley Strategic D3s, is that they always said, well, we want you to carry your radio on your first line so that if you ever lose your second line, it won't be there. But then whenever you see a Travis Haley video, he always has a radio in one of the M4 mag pouches, and that just triggers me. So I am not a huge fan of the Haleys. You guys might be, obviously. I know there are a lot of people that are, but I'm definitely going to say if they fall really, really short of the hype, in my personal opinion. Oh boy, I'm opening up a huge can of worms here. The number 3 spot on the countdown goes to GMR gear. Now, GMR has always had quite a large following, even before they made their own nylon products, and the product they are the most known for is the mini-map. This is kind of the thing that they pioneered, at least here in the airsofting community. GMR started out modifying like the Eagle map pack so that they wouldn't sag on the back of your plate carrier, but then they went out and made their own design, which is, in my opinion, really, really cool. However, I think that the hype of the mini-maps isn't in their practicality or their usefulness. I think it's brand recognition that it is GMR, the fact that they come in Gucci patterns, so they come in the weird like Oscam and Night Parka and just tiger stripe oddity camos, and the fact that they are rare and they are done in limited bunches. I think that that is why they are so popular. I think that is not because of their usefulness. I think that it's more of a status symbol to a lot of players, so they definitely fall short on the hype to me. I just think that there are better systems out there that are more customizable, because you have things like the Haley Strategic Flat Pack or the Twin Trees mini map that I find to do a little bit more, but I know that these are extremely, extremely popular. This is just my opinion. You guys are probably going to differ. Now, the number 2 spot in our countdown, and going back into the world of airsoft guns, is KRYTAC. And KRYTAC really set the standard for what a premium AEG is in the last few years. And up until this last year, there really hasn't been anyone that could compete with KRYTAC for their price point. So KRYTAC did a lot of things that vastly improved the airsofting market. They had a great hop-up out of the gearbox, or out of the box. They had a great gearbox to begin with, which is extremely easy to do a dual sector gear build in. And there really just wasn't anyone that could match them until the Avalons came out. And I find that the VFC hop-up isn't nearly as good as the KRYTAC hop-up. And while there have been some hiccups with the Mark II of the KRYTAC, there's been a lot of people who have been reporting cracked receivers and things like that, I think that they still are the standard for what a good AEG is at a good price. My only main concern with KRYTAC is that they haven't expanded outside the world of M4s very much. They have talked about doing a shotgun in the next few years, and they have like their LMG, which is just based off of an M4 body. But I feel like KRYTAC is one of those companies that does one thing very good, and they stick to that one thing. So, do they stand up to their hype? Yes, I personally think that they do. Now, am I a little bit biased? Possibly. I do own a KRYTAC, and it's my favorite airsoft gun I've ever owned compared to GMPs, VFCs, KWAs. I just found that KRYTAC has been the most reliable for me as a player, and I really do think that they do stand up to their hype. Now, the news that I've heard about cracked receivers is a little bit worrying, but I've had a long and happy life with my KRYTAC. I've gotten about 80,000 rounds into it, and it's on its last legs, but it's probably going to end up being my next HPA project, but I think that KRYTAC definitely stands up to the hype. If you guys enjoyed this countdown and you'd like to see more like it, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and hit the bell icon next to it to stay updated when we post more videos just like this. Have you been agreeing with me so far, or do you disagree with me on some subjects? Make sure to let me know after you finish the video in the comments below. Now, the number 1 spot on our countdown is going to go to CRYE Precision. I mean, who couldn't have guessed that it was going to go to CRYE? CRYE has that try-hard fan base and really, really, really dedicated people who wear their kit for BB Wars. Is it a little excessive to be playing toy guns? Yes. As someone who owns CRYE Precision products, it's a little excessive. However, the quality and the craftsmanship with CRYE plate carriers and combat apparel is superb compared to anything else on the market. And they've really pioneered a lot of concepts like high-speed, low-drag in your plate carriers with things like the JPC, or adaptability with the AVS. I think that CRYE has done a lot of very, very good things for personal protection and combat apparel. However, it is a little bit excessive for Airsoft, but as an owner of it, it is fantastic. So while the price tag is a little bit hard to swallow at first, it is worth the money that you put into it. So does it stand up to the hype of the brand? I think absolutely. The G3 combat pants are my favorite pair of pants that I have ever owned. Not only are they comfortable, but they are useful. The pocket placement, the knee pads, the stretch material placement, it's all thought out, and the price tag is well worth it when you can get your hands on a pair of them. Excuse me. So that is going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for listening to my top 5 brands with fanboy followings. Again, did you disagree or did you agree with me? Make sure to let me know down in the comments below. But that is going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for staying until the end. Make sure to check us out on social media. Links will be down in the description below, as well as where you can pick up BB Warrior patches to help support the growth of the channel. The money from patches helps get better equipment to in turn make higher quality videos for you guys. But this has been Lane from the BB Warrior, and I will see you all next time.